G'day guys, what I'm going to run through today is looking at the 5 different types of inflorescence in grasses. So what that means is the different types of flower heads that we find on grasses. It's really important to determine what the structure of the flower head is on a grass in order to be able to identify the plant, or at least narrow it down to what family of grass it is, which can then inform our management decisions for that grass. So the first type and most common flower head that you're likely to see in your paddocks is this. What this is an open panicle. A panicle is a grass flower head that has extensive branching on it, or at least 2 layers of branching. You can see from this grass that as the flower head opens up, it has multiple branches that the flower heads then hang off. This specimen here is also a panicle. These grasses look very different, but actually have the same flower head structure. Once you start to dissect this more compressed panicle, you'll find that it still has that extensive branching. The second type is what we call digitate. Digitate is where the branches on a grass originate from a single point. You can see from this grass that here's a single point and we have our branches originating from it. We can also have subdigitate, which is where we have this branching from a single point. We can also have another point just below it, which is a second axis of branching, and we call that subdigitate. Third, we have a primary axis of racemes. What this means is that we have a primary stem that runs up the flower head and a single stem that then runs off the side that the flowers are attached to. You can see here a second stem that the flowers are attached to with no branching within that stem. So if we were to take a close look, we would see the flowers attached directly to that single stem. The fourth type is what we call spathiate. Now a spathe is a very small leaf-like structure that exists within the flower head. This is fairly uncommon for grasses. The most common ones we're going to see in our area is this one, kangaroo grass, or coolatai grass, also has this spathe, this leaf-like structure. The fifth and final type of flower head, I don't actually have a sample of today because we don't have any out in the field at the Pilliga with us, but it's called a spike. And a spike is when you have a single stem and the flower is attached directly to that stem. So there's no extra branching that comes off it, it's just a single stem and a seed head and a flower attached directly to that stem.
And you would advise that if people are trying to identify their grasses, that's probably the first thing they should do?
That's the first thing I would advise that they look at. If anyone has any questions or queries, feel free to take a photograph or send us a sample. Bring a sample of your grass into the office and someone at LLS will be happy to help you identify it.